winning isn't everything. Well, Dale and I are very different. I get early payout from Bet365. If my team goes up big, I get paid out instantly, even if they blow the lead later. Sound familiar, Dale? Thanks, Bet365.
If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus all. T's and C's apply.
Attention Alberta construction pros. For over 50 years, Jaffa Equipment Rentals has been your go-to for top-notch equipment and stellar service. Whether you need rentals or expert maintenance, we've got you covered. Stop by our Edmonton or Calgary locations today.
Guys, there never seems to be enough time in the day, but you need to make time for this. Ken Franchek here. If you're 40 or over, a quick PSA blood test is crucial for early prostate cancer detection. The Prostate Cancer Center's Man Van is a mobile health clinic driving change for men's health. A few minutes could save your life. To get the Man Van out to your business or event, book today at getcheck.ca.
Edmonton, the legend has been reimagined. Check out the all-new 2026 Subaru Outback. With Subaru's legendary symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive, impressive cargo versatility, advanced safety technology, and an IIHS Top Safety Pick Award or higher for 17 consecutive years, the Outback delivers confidence wherever adventure takes you. Whether it's the daily drive, the mountain getaway, or anything in between, the all-new Outback is built for the journey. Test drive it today at your local Subaru dealer. Welcome to Uncommon.
Here's the Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
Welcome to the Lowdown. Today's show, Elks win a classic. Devon White relives the catch at 12:40 today on the Lowdown. And LeBron is a 76er, and I am smiling. You'll find out why in two shakes of a lamb's tail. Lowdown with Lowetide brought to you by Wolf GMC Buick on Sports 1440 and YouTube. Hurry in for hot summer savings, including 0% purchase financing on select models. 0%. Details at wolfgmcbuick.com. Going to be a fun show, a busy show. Of course, our headliner of the day, Devon White at 12:40. Steve Lansky at 1 o'clock today. We're live on sports1440.ca, iHeartRadio, and Radio Player Canada, as well as Sports 1440 and YouTube. After the show, it's Apple and Spotify podcast. We tweet it out on X, and you can text us anytime. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. You have a question for Devon White, this would be the chance to do it. Looking forward to that very much. We're on Twitter at Lowetide, at Declan Krueger, and at JFenwick04. We're talking Elks, Devon White, LeBron, Jays, more. Oilers, if there's something, we will. If you have a question, we'll chat. First, it's time for the introductions. He did not predict LeBron to the 76ers. He had them going to Golden State. But nice try. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Josh Fenwick. Josh Fenwick, everybody.
Maybe I'll get it next time. Can't win them all.
But, I mean, did anybody predict the 76ers on this show? I can't recall.
I think Declan did.
Oh,
yeah.
maybe. Or maybe it was me.
Yeah, but you don't count Homer.
I don't. Oh, that's the harsh words now?
Homer.
Yeah. Okay. Why don't you work up something on Hurts, and then we can get back to that maybe at 12:20.
Yeah, well, he should go and lose another flag football game. Bum.
He predicted LeBron to Cleveland yesterday, which I thought was a reasonable idea. But now he can kind of get down and dirty on why the 76ers have the fourth best player and the most famous player and what they're going to do tactically. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Declan Krueger. Declan Krueger, everybody.
Yeah, really excited to see how this plays out. Great day in the sporting world, that Elks game that you talked about. My goodness.
God.
My favorite LeBron to Philly meme so far that has come out is someone who tweeted a picture of Messi, Neymar, and Kylian Mbappe at PSG and said, "This is the 2026 Philadelphia 76ers." So we'll get into it as the show goes
Not
on.
quite.
He's making less money than Vinny Desharnais. Maybe he can call him for a loan. They're kind of in the same area. But yeah, looking forward to talking
Well,
about this
Vinny
one.
had a better year. He suppressed offense like crazy and was a great penalty killer. LeBron didn't do either of those things in hockey. So there you go. All right, you mentioned it. I've been watching the CFL since 1971. I remember the Larry Robinson field goal, and Herm Harrison was in that 71 Grey Cup, and I talked to Herm for hours about that game. And long before, I was just absolutely smitten with the game and the league. And last night we saw why. What a classic. I'm going to ask you, Declan, because you're our CFL expert here on the show. But the field goal was monster. The quarterback, I think the 5th most yards, fantastic. But I just was blown away by how much open space the receivers got. Was that great wide receiver, getting the gap and being able to get the ball when there was nobody in sight, or were the Rough Riders just bad in the secondary?
On Austin Mack's 81-yard touchdown, that was a busted coverage. The half and the corner both went to the flats. So when that happens, that means one thinks it's a standard zone, one thinks it's a cut coverage. That was terrible. I can't get all of this out in the opening possibly, so I'm just going to try and be as clean with it as I can. Cody Fajardo, you are a superstar. That was the best game definitely of your Elks career, arguably of your career. Austin Mack, you are a superstar. TJ Luther, the way we can lean on you when needed is
amazing.
Incredible. And Vincent Blanchard, a 57-yarder to walk it off. Like, I'm sure we'll get more into some of the intricacies as the day goes on, not just in the opener here, but that was a statement win for the Edmonton Elks. And I think there's no question they are the best team in the CFL right now.
Follow up, we were talking about the injuries on the offensive line. How did they come out of the game?
Yeah, so Mark Corte, he was the backup center. He was in. He had that problem with the snap that Cody didn't get the hand on, and then he kind of tapped it to Jay Rank, or like pitched it to Jay Rank. That was a terrible, terrible fumble. But obviously, and Coach Killam chewed out Mark Corte following that play. Cam Carter, he technically is a backup, but he started like 5 games now, I think it is, and he's played very well in the starting lineup. Brett Boyko at left guard, was really keying on him. Didn't notice him in a super negative way. Saskatchewan's defense also, outside of James Vaughter, rose a little bit. Like, they don't get to the quarterback as much, so it was kind of it was a sneaky underrated good team to have a start against if you're starting in a new position. Overall, though, I thought they played pretty well. I know they had a couple sacks, but I thought Cody had time, and he used that time to be very composed in the pocket. The running game wasn't there as much, but when your quarterback is throwing it 32 times, but 25 completions for 510 yards, running game be gone. Just let him keep throwing it. He was amazing.
It was amazing. I had planned on watching most of the game and then taping the rest and visiting with Karen. I ended up watching the whole game. I just could not stop watching the game. It was that exciting.
It was
sorry, go ahead.
No, I totally interrupted you. I thought you were done. I'm sorry.
No, well, go ahead, and then I've got my.
Because I was just gonna like to add on to what I thought you would finish saying. It was the best game of the season.
Oh, for
sure,
it
was the best game. Of
absolutely.
The season.
And for those who are still ripping on the CFL, long walk, short pier. Come on, if you didn't watch last night's game, then shame on you. But if you did, then you cannot. You just cannot. You can't rip the CFL because that was entertainment last night. I was blown away. I just loved that game. And, the Rough Riders did a lot of good things too. Like, I love their receiving core. I hate the uniforms. I can't tell the numbers. I mean, honestly, it was just a mess for me a lot. I had to find out who caught the damn ball off, and afterwards when the play was over to catch the number. I don't know how play-by-play folks did. Was it Rod Black last night?
No, it was Rod Smith.
Rod Smith, sorry, yeah. Rod Smith last night. So here's the thing. I'm sure he's a professional, been doing it for 1,000 years. But as a fan, you don't want the fans to go, okay, what was, and I really feel like those, and the BC Lions whites are a bridge too far. I know you want to be cute and clever and they want to look good, but that's the only criticism I have of last night's game. I was thoroughly entertained. I truly was. It was great. All right. Coming up, at 12:40 today. We're going to be talking about Field of Dreams Festival 2026 featuring Devon White, former Edmonton Trappers and Toronto Blue Jays center fielder. It goes August 22nd, Saturday at Remax Field. Last year, they had it in a hotel, and they had a really nice banquet, and there was a lot of talk. This time, they're taking it to the field, and it's going to be an absolute blast. On-field opportunities for you to like throw a curveball or a fastball. It's a baseball day camp, so you can hit, you can slide, you can do everything you want to do. You can throw. I hope you can throw off the mound because that's the coolest. It's really hard. 60 feet 6 inches is a long way, right, Josh?
Yeah, you know, it's a ways. It's a ways.
And you can throw it 94 miles an hour, you said. And we'll
Jeez, why are you lowering my velo like that?
Well,
103.
It's in the first inning you had,
7,600 revolutions.
Oh, that's the thing. Yeah. Nolan McLean of the Mets, the ball just spins constantly. I don't know how you control that thing. Anyway, it was the Ungala Gala. This year, it's the baseball day camp for adults. It's coming up in August. riverhawksfoundation.ca. Check it out. And Devon White will be joining us at 12:40 to relive some of those. I remember I watched him play at then Ducey Park, and I remember stunning outfield play. You can't be surprised by that if you saw the catch against David Justice in the World Series. But he also hit like a ton of triples. I think he had more triples than home runs when he was here in Edmonton playing for the Trappers. Maybe the all-time most popular Edmonton Trappers player, Devon White, will be joining us at 12:40 today. Now, there's so much going on. I want to get to the LeBron bond. Why would he, honest question, why would he go? Because I'm a 76ers fan.
You are?
I don't think they're close to a championship, and I don't think this gets them closer. Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm going to push back a little bit. I would say it does get them closer to a championship. This is something I brought up on Paul's show, or not Paul's show, Tom's show, right after the signing, which was like, this is sort of a LeBron-coded team. We go back through his history. When they form the Heatles, what does he get Chris Bosh to do? He turns him into a stretch five. When he goes back to Cleveland, and he has Dwayne Wade. So he's got a small, quick, lightning fast guard and a reliable big from beyond the perimeter. Goes back to Cleveland. He says, I'm not playing with Andrew Wiggins. We need somebody else. So they trade Andrew Wiggins. They get Kevin Love. They already have Kyrie Irving there, small guard. And what does Kevin Love do? He turns into a stretch five. Then he goes to Los Angeles, plays with the young guys for a year, and he's like, all right, guys, you got to ship them out. We're here to win a ring. Get them out of here. We're bringing in Anthony Davis, who is less reliable from the three-point line, and it was just like the two of them. It was really like that tandem. So if you just look at like everything that he's had in his career, like this sort of fits it. And then also Jaylen Brown is there.
Can he be? He won't be the go-to guy, or will he?
LeBron?
Yeah.
No. I would say.
Will he accept that?
I think he accepted that when he decided that Philly was the place he was going to go. I think he knows he's
say it though, man. You got to live it, and I don't know if LeBron will.
I think he knows he's in the twilight of his career.
But does he know that he can't do things he used to?
Well, I mean, there's not a lot of things he can't do that he used to be able to do. You know what I mean?
It's funny because like I think we all agree when healthy, Joel Embiid is the best player on that team by like a decent margin.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So LeBron, when he's there with Joel Embiid, he is, I think, no question going to defer to Joel. The problem is that going to be for 30 games?
Yeah,
like 30
I would.
Games
They'd probably cross over 30
and then
games.
this is the other thing that because I think this team is super talented. I'll push back as well. I do think they're close to a championship, and I think this gets them
this
much
is just
closer.
music to my ears.
That's starting five: Joel, LeBron, VJ Edgecombe, who we haven't even talked about, by the way, Jaylen Brown, and Tyrese Maxey. Like that's a real starting five. My thing is like I don't think he's going to have a problem deferring to Joel Embiid, but how does Tyrese Maxey look LeBron in the eye and say, "Hey, I need the last shot. I need the ball here"? Because that's what it has to be. And then, oh, by the way, you know that guy who was streaming 7 times a week and was pissed off about being a second option in Boston? Now he's a third and fourth option, and he's better than LeBron right now, too. Now, the mental isn't where it needs to be in regard to LeBron. I don't think he's as good as Tyrese Maxey, but it's certainly an argument. So as much better as I think they are and as close as I think they are, when Joel Embiid isn't there, I think you're really going to have 3 kind of competing figures And I just think it'll be interesting to see how it works out.
Well, it's fun for me because the 76ers have always been entertaining. And honestly, some of the best players I've ever watched ever played for the 76ers. But, they're sort of a team that's in the photo for the championship, but I really feel like even the playoff runs they've had recently, they were kind of like, oh, that's great. But did we ever think they were spectacularly close to being in the finals or to winning it?
Well, they never went to the conference. They haven't gone to the conference finals with Joel Embiid on their roster yet.
That
so
2019 year was their best shot.
That 2019 year was their best shot. However, some bum from Toronto named Kawhi Leonard absolutely ended those chances. But
after that, they chose Tobias Harris over Jimmy Butler, and it was just over for them.
I think Jimmy wanted out, though.
Jimmy's down. All right, so I'm surprised by your takes on LeBron to Philadelphia. I thought it would be a little more negative.
It's not like LeBron's terrible.
Okay, but I'm going to ask you a question now.
He might even be good.
And I'm writing it down in ink. Where does this put the 76ers in the pecking order coming out of the East, hoping to get to the NBA final? Behind the Knicks?
This is tough because
it just happened.
It did just happen, and we're waiting for other things to happen because Kawhi is going to the Raptors. Possibly, maybe. We'll see what Adam Silver decides. Now that he can put the schedule out.
Right. That's Adam Silver's new album coming out. Possibly, maybe.
Possibly, maybe.
Yeah.
And then you now have the Celtics, who are at Jason Tatum, first option hoops, with the second option being Derek White or Peyton Pritchard. I don't know. So I would probably put Philly in the 3 or 4 range. I don't know if I want to put them over the Celtics, but I would say like 3 or 4 to come out of. They're going to have home court advantage next year.
Okay. So top 4.
Top 4.
Okay. What about you, Declan?
I think the only team I would comfortably take over them is the Knicks.
Okay.
Like now, is Cleveland maybe better? Is Toronto with Kawhi maybe better, depending on sure. But the only team comfortably, I'm saying yes. I think right now I trust that team more is the Knicks, and I don't think there's any reason Philly can't be the best, and I don't think there's any reason they can't right now or shouldn't be the second best.
All right. Coming up, we have rumors at 12:20. At 12:40, Devon White will join us. Former Edmonton Trapper, former Toronto Blue Jay, talking about a big hot August night coming up in our city. And at 1 o'clock today, Steve Lansky. By the way, Steve will be with us today and then Monday live in studio, 12:40 and 1 o'clock segments. Giving a heads up to my producers on that one just now, because that's how we break news on the show. And coming up at 1:40 today, is Declinations. We moved it an hour. I thank you for your grace on that. What is our subject matter on Declinations?
Yeah, so as per your suggestion, we are going to be doing our top 5 CFL games.
Ever.
Yes.
I love it.
Well, probably of our lifetime.
Okay,
I would imagine.
The 81 Ottawa being up at halftime despite being 5-11 against the Eskimos won't count?
Yeah, I think I'm probably going to restrict it to games that I didn't have to go back and watch on TSN Classic or YouTube or CFL. It'll probably be ones that I got to watch with my own eyes for the first time.
So the 89 Grey Cup won't be in it then?
No, but that is the best football game
I ever saw.
Yeah, best football game ever played.
I was blown away. Tony Champion is a champion wherever he is for that catch. That was amazing. All right. Did we miss anything? I know we only did 3 things, but we really only had time for that, right? The Oilers didn't make a trade or anything?
No, we're not
Flames haven't sold the team.
No, there's it is so dry in the NHL right now.
And good, because these are explosive stories we have, right? We got a local one with a hot August night about baseball. We got the Elks, which they won last night. They're 6-1, baby.
It's a great thing the Elks played last night, which also probably the best CFL game I've ever witnessed.
Oh my God. What a game.
Because I've seen a lot, but I wasn't conscious for most of them. So not like I was asleep. I just didn't have the recollection.
When you have a quarterback who's been in the league as long as Fajardo, and Declan touched on it, that might be the best game he ever played. It was ridiculous.
510 yards.
I know, just nuts.
4 tuds, 0.
That's up there with Warren Moon and
I think Gregor actually had the tweet
Tom Wilkinson.
He's 1 yard behind Mike Riley for most passing yards in an away game for quarterback that donned the green and gold, and I think he's 5th all time in total yards for a game.
Crazy. They had some guys. Tracy Ham would be in there. Dunnigan, maybe. I don't know. Damon Allen. A lot of great quarterbacks in this city over the years. All right. On the way, rumors. This is the Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440, brought to you by Wolf GMC Buick.
Are you a skilled laborer? All-Star Construction wants to talk to you. A heavy equipment operator with trackhoe or backhoe experience? All-Star Construction wants to talk to you, too. With work in and around Edmonton for local land developers, All-Star Construction offers year-round employment. Whether it's power, gas, or telecom, developers rely on All-Star Construction to get the job done. So if you're a skilled laborer or a heavy equipment operator with trackhoe or backhoe experience searching for work, search All-Star Construction on Indeed.
Yeah, it's me again. And if you're sidelined with a sports injury, you already know nothing's more frustrating than being told to just rest. At Leading Edge Physiotherapy, we get athletes moving sooner with our zero-gravity treadmills. You can run, train, and rebuild strength with up to 80% less body weight, so your injury heals while your confidence comes roaring back. When your sports injury's yelling, whisper back, leadingedgephysio.com, because life shouldn't hurt.
You see it? Fusion Promo Marketing can make it. Fusion makes high-quality, memorable promotional products for businesses, sports teams, and corporate events. From vision to reality, get noticed and remembered. Fusion with a Z. Promomarketing.ca.
Hurry in for hot summer savings at Wolf GMC Buick. Take advantage of 0% purchase financing for up to 72 months on select new 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 pickups. 0% purchase financing for 36 months on select new 2026 Sierra 2500 Denali and Denali Ultimate models. Plus, huge cash savings on GMC Sierra heavy-duty trucks. And ask about the $1,000 truck trade-in bonus and low-rate lease offers. Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
It's dollar drink summer at McDonald's. Sip on a refreshing small fountain drink or a small iced coffee for just $1 each plus tax, all summer long. Only at McDonald's. Excludes flavored and cloud iced coffees. At participating Canadian restaurants. Taxes extra. Prices exclude delivery.
Thinking of growing your business? In partnership with Prairie's Can, the Alberta Chambers of Commerce is helping businesses explore new opportunities, new markets, and build connections through organized trade missions across Canada. Find the right mission for you at abchamber.ca/trade missions.
Alberta, this one's for you. Around here, trust takes a few winters. It's why players have known Jackpot City since 1998. Home to hundreds of exciting casino games, live dealer action, and new adventures waiting to be discovered. Jackpot City, nothing beats the original. Please play responsibly, 18 years or older, Alberta only.
If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca.
The Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440. Can you fit Sports Encyclopedia on a business card?
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
Ready for Wolf GMC Buick. Check it out. Hot summer savings right now, wolfgmcbuick.com. It's a lovely day. It's a Friday. There's folks right now who are working through their last few hours before the holidays, before they take off and get the big Winnebago out on the highway and drive in the fast lane going 55. But that's okay. That's your right as a Canadian. And we love you for it. The great thing about this city is that you are not far from Jasper, Lake Louise, Banff. The back way, you go out to Rocky Mountain House and you go the back way through. It's just gorgeous there. A little more isolated, so make sure you're full of gas and everything. You got the chips and the munchies. But if you're heading out, enjoy yourself. You earned it. When are you two jokers taking holidays?
I'm going to Penticton on August 7th, and like I'm coming back on the Sundays. So vacation, take it what you will. It is just a weekend trip, but
Sure. Well, it sounds nice though.
yeah, it's going to be nice.
You gonna be on a boat?
No, floating down the channel. Sounds like probably a winery tour or two.
That's be prepared.
Hey, I'm literally just there as a vessel.
Right.
It's not. I told Nyla, hey, like I don't know what I'm doing over here. She's like,
just so you know, that is your role now.
Hey, that's fine.
Yeah. What about you? You taking? I don't know if you can. You know so many things nobody else knows around here.
Hey, I appreciate that. Well,
That's a dig on the rest of us, by the way.
Yeah.
No, come
Although
on.
Mackenzie's coming. I mean, she knows pretty much everything.
She does.
I took obviously that time where I went to Italy. That was a lot of fun. I'm gonna be taking because I don't know how much vacation we really get here. I took 9 days for that. I have one more day I'm gonna take to go to a wedding out on the island.
Oh,
in,
nice.
Like late August.
When he says Italy, he means Italy, Saskatchewan. Just so you know, it's up by Meadow Lake.
And it's beautiful.
Oh, it's lovely. It really lakes everywhere.
It's like the nicest neighborhood in Regina.
At least it's not in North Battleford. Am I right?
Zinger.
Time for rumors brought to you by Harley Davidson of Edmonton. It's riding season, and Harley Davidson of Edmonton has your next bike waiting. Huge selection of new and pre-owned, plus test rides available. Locally owned and operated since 1980 on the Yellowhead Trail or at hdedmonton.com. All right. There's like news days and then there's news days, right? So the biggest news today is that LeBron James is signing with the Philadelphia 76ers. And my learned cohorts to my right had talked about that over the last 10 or 15 minutes or so. Breaking it down, I'm going to surmise what they said. You can jump in if I'm wrong, gentlemen. I suggested they still weren't strong contenders. There was pushback there. There's a feeling that they'll host a playoff game from Josh. And Declan said, no. I think aside from the Knicks, I think 76ers at least could be contemplated as the second best team in the East. Now, I will tell you, based on the verbal from these two jack-o'-lanterns before the LeBron move, this clearly moved them to a new level in terms of competitiveness. Of course, you're still relying on Joel Embiid being available for the playoffs. So there's a lot of, unknowns. But it's an interesting move by the 76ers. And it didn't cost them a lot, like money-wise.
$8 million over 2 years. So $4 million AAV, or as Declan so eloquently put it, less money than Vinny Desharnais.
In the NBA, this is like, gambling money on the plane.
Yeah, essentially, but also again it's a 2-year deal. He has a player option in the second year. We all sort of knew that he was going to have to take a bit of a big pay cut here. The thought process was going around that maybe he was going to take a vet minimum, but $4 million a year, it's like an accounting error in the NBA. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, it's like he's playing for free.
He's
playing for free.
He is making more money from his shoe line next year than he is from his NBA contract.
Why did he do this?
Well, because it's a nice thing to do. I don't know.
Does he think this team is the best spot for another championship, or does he just want to live on the East Coast for a while?
I think the former has to be what he thinks. This is the best team that he thinks he can raise, not just the ceiling of, but the floor of, and give himself the best chance to win his 5th NBA title now.
That's pretty cool to think about. I remember when the 76ers won, but I was a young man, like really young.
Yeah, what year was that? 81? No, 80.
I think they won in 81 and 83, right?
Yes, because they didn't go back to back. It was Lakers, Sixers.
No, because hold on. The Celtics actually won in 81 because that was the year Cornbread Maxwell won.
Yeah, you're right. So maybe they
earlier.
did. They might have gone back to back. No, because Moses Malone
they didn't
was old, as was Dr. J.
Well, Dr. J had played in the ABA.
Yes, he did.
Crushed it there.
Yeah,
he was pretty good.
Yeah,
Philly icon.
Absolutely. Tide as a born and bred Edmontonian. 5 years older than you, growing up despising the Green Riders. I was impressed that Al Ford's grandson is playing safety and wearing the same number 21, Robin West Edmonton. Yeah, you know what? Absolutely. Here's the thing about the Saskatchewan Roughriders. For a long time, they were sort of the lovable losers and everybody's second favorite team. It's been a long time since then. They are champions, and they're well run. They have more money than any other team. Their product sells like lightning, and in the world of the CFL, they're a big market team because football, Canadian football in Saskatchewan, is something more than just a sport. It's akin to how Oilers fans are in Edmonton about that team. It's pretty similar, honestly. And the last time I looked at merchandise sold for Canadian franchises, any league across Canada annually, the Rough Riders they're not first, but they do beat out some NHL teams in terms of, hoodies and toques and beanies and Vico and God knows what else they sell out there. How many different things do the Rough Riders sell?
Oh, they sell a lot.
Yeah, they do.
Beer cozies.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, you got to have one of those, right? Anyway, that was pretty cool about Al Ford's grandson. I'm old. Al Ford was the guy who was supposed to be covering Tony Gabriel in the end zone, although he denied it.
You don't want to really admit to that mistake, do you?
No. And he might have been right. I don't know. I just like teasing him. So the LeBron news is the big news. But we also, because it's coming up in August, I really want to talk about it, especially because we have Devon White coming up at 12:40. But the 2026 Riverhawks Foundation Festival, baseball day camp for adults, is coming up, and we're going to talk about it with Devon White. But I want to let you know that the Riverhawks Foundation is a dynamic ballpark experience celebrating youth sport, leadership, and community while raising funds to help more Edmonton kids play the sports they love. It really is about people, and I always look at it as a continuation of the work that Randy Gregg has done over the years, although there's a lot of people involved. But Randy Gregg was all about a youth who maybe couldn't afford it, finding a way to get them onto the field, the court, the ice, whatever the case may be, so that they could enjoy it as well. So it's Saturday, August 22nd at Remax Field. You get on the field. A VIP ticket is $250, $100 for general admission. You can get it at riverhawksfoundation.ca. And you can do basically anything you want. You can find out how to throw a curveball. You can hit a ball. You can slide into second base. It's going to be a blast, and there's going to be a question and answer, just like there was with Joe Carter with Devon White, and it's going to be a great time. So we'll talk to Devon about it, and we'll be telling you about it as time goes on over the next few weeks, not too terribly long from now. August 22nd will slide up on us very quickly. By August 22nd, we'll know about the Jays too, right? They have to start winning games. I looked at their schedule. It eases a little bit now. There's a better chance. But if they don't get Vladdy batting, maybe 2 homers a week here over the next, 4 or 5 weeks, then I don't, maybe even 3. I don't know how well they're going to be able to jump into the playoff race. With that said, the Bo Sox are now saying that they're buyers, and they were sucktastic for most of the year. And look where they are now. They're going to go into the deadline buying. Another team that we like to talk about for a different reason is looking for a catcher because they ruined the one they had. The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim say that they're looking for a young catcher they can add because they ruined Logan O'Hoppe. Admit it.
I mean, yeah, he's kind of a bum.
He wasn't when he got there.
It's true, but now he's batting like 220. He's got 14. He's gone yard 14 times, I believe, which is, I think, third on the team behind Joe Adell and Zach Neto. But honestly, guys, just give it up, okay? Aim for the draft. Get a new catcher.
I wouldn't trade Neto, and I wouldn't trade any of the young guys.
Me neither.
Why would you Detmer? Why would you trade that guy? He looks like $1 million.
Because guess what? They're not willing to pay him $1 million, Tide.
Jeez. They got a guy, Ben Joyce. He's a reliever. He is coming back from an injury. He threw 103. Like they get talent, they just won't keep talent.
No, like we talk about the White Sox, we talk about the Marlins, we talk about the Tigers right now, or the Pirates. These franchises that don't want to spend the money. The Angels have literally only found like three people in my entire life they've wanted to spend money on: Mike Trout, Albert Pujols, Anthony Rendon. Oh, not even Shohei Ohtani, actually, as a matter of fact.
That's the horrible thing is you had Trout and Ohtani.
We had the two best players on the planet.
Absolutely. And you let the best one go.
It's true. It's true.
Damn.
Because you couldn't make the playoffs once. You had an ace who could also hit 30 bombs a year. And you're like, that's all we need in the rotation, baby. Also, let's try to keep him out there for 7 or so innings. Let's see what happens first. We blow the leader. He blows his UCL.
Yeah.
Guess what?
Yeah.
Tommy John surgery, baby. And you still blew the lead anyways.
Man. They're quite the team.
What a bunch of bums.
You know, former Montreal Expo, Bill Stoneman was GM when they won the World Series. But you didn't know that.
I did not.
Yeah. Well, when it comes to useless information, I'm the king.
You're the guy.
I'm the king. Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about the CFL, because last night was a big game just from the entertainment point of view, but it really does set up the game on August 1st here as something very special, because, you know, we talked about this, Declan, before the first game, which happened last night, about whether either of these teams would be able to sweep. And if they did, then we might be looking at, you know, already crowning or talking about crowning the Western Division champion before the playoffs start. But they're 6-1 now. Saskatchewan's 4-2. If they were to win on the 1st of August, which is a Saturday, right?
Correct.
Yeah. If they'd go to 7-1, 4-3 for Saskatchewan, Winnipeg 4-2 right now. Even if they won, there'd be a little bit of leeway there. I'm going to ask you to reiterate what you said yesterday, but I think that we can start to talk about Edmonton as being either a first or second place team in the division now.
Yeah, like I think that was a preview of the West Final. I think those two teams are head and shoulders above what an older Winnipeg team is, what Calgary is with no defense, and what BC has not done this season so far. I just think like those two, like that game, those were the two best teams, certainly in the West, two of the top 3 teams in the CFL facing off. The fact that Edmonton was able to go in there on a short week while Saskatchewan was off a bye at home and steal that game with a 57-yard field goal, now get to come home and do it 9 days later. It's looking like they are in a real position to put some space between them and everyone else in the West. And just like the fact that this early in the season, they would be able to do that with what they've been over the last 5, 6, 7 years, it's such a testament to the group that's been brought in. It's such a testament to the players. And it's honestly such a testament to Cody Fajardo.
Yeah.
But they look like the class of the CFL right now.
And that's why you get a veteran quarterback. Greg from Spruce Grove just got home from Regina. Great game last night. Riders fan forever. Nice to see a full stadium, but only about 6 Edmonton Elks fans on the whole stadium. I think I saw more than 6, but I'll take your point. Next week, Commonwealth Stadium will be half full with Riders fans. Sad to see a once great franchise in such a state. Support your team, Edmonton. Greg from Spruce Grove. Yeah, I agree with that. I also think that it doesn't do any good to pester people and get after them. Winning will help that, and I suspect we'll have more of a crowd. This was a long period, many years of not winning. People got used to not going to the stadium. They'll get used to going to the stadium again now that they're winning. And we talked about this forever, about they needed to get off to a good start, and it was on them. Well, guess what? They stepped up. This coaching staff, these players, these veterans, the general manager who can find a wide receiver at midnight in a snowstorm. Guess what? This team is good. It really is. And I'm just delighted because it's a story we can talk about, and it's not the same thing over and well, they got to get better. What about the clear bag? Nobody really cares. That was just because you got tired of talking about how bad they were on the field. They're good now. It feels good, right?
They're great.
Yeah.
They're great now. Seriously. They're the best team in the CFL.
And I just how good is that wide receiver room, as you say? Like I was watching last night and I'm like, holy moly, this is like, it was a track meet. It really was on both sides. I mean, the give the riders credit. That was a high scoring game. There were a lot of DBs who were like, man, I kind of blew that one.
Yeah, tough one, both. It was funny. The one time Trevor Harris throws an inaccurate pass, it's when Johnny Johnson is in the back of the end zone with no one within 12 yards of him to win the game. Like insane. The one time Trevor Harris doesn't throw an accurate pass.
Well, there you go. It's a hard game. Okay, looking forward to this so much. Legendary player who you may have watched at the old Ducey, and you definitely watched when he played for the Toronto Blue Jays. And we're going to have a really nice chat with Devon White next. This is the Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 and YouTube, brought to you by Wolf GMC Buick.
What's a good song to play for?
Oh, we don't have OK Blue Jays? No. Okay.
Mr. Blue Sky?
Sure. That's such a lame thing. Yeah, and the riders are all Saskatchewan has. If you're a fisherman or a hunter, Saskatchewan is the best place. Even North Battleford, you jerks.
Hi, this is Devon White, please. Sports 1440, the Lowdown with Lowetide here. How are you? Are you okay to hop on with Lowetide for about 45 seconds? Perfect. We're on hold. We'll get you right away. Hey, thank you. That's a dude. Oh.
Here's the Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
It's the Lowdown on Sports 1440. We're brought to you by Wolf GMC Buick. Time now for our headliner of the day, Devon White, brought to you by Faber. Debt holding you back? Let Faber's licensed insolvency trustees help you tackle your debt. Book your free consultation at faber.ca or call 1-877-944-1177. We are not that far away from the 2026 Riverhawks Foundation Festival. It's called a Baseball Day camp for adults, and a chance for you to learn the slider, the curve, the four-seamer, and hit a ball out of the park. It's going to be an absolute blast. It's a dynamic ballpark experience celebrating youth sport, leadership, and community, and raising funds to help Edmonton kids play the sports they love. And each year they go out and find a very famous, brilliant ball player from the past and have a Q&A and an opportunity to meet. And this time it's Devon White. And welcome to the show. We're delighted to have you, Devon White. How are you today, sir?
I am great. I don't know about that brilliant stuff, but I'm good.
Well, you were brilliant. I remember you when you played here, and you were so good in the outfield. It was like Willie Mays, that old grainy video brought to life. Your break on the ball when it was hit. I watched you. I watched other outfielders too, but you just had a sixth sense. I never saw you go in the wrong direction. Maybe you did, but was that just in you, or did you just learn over time? Because sometimes you had to scoot, like the David Justice hit, or not the hit, but the catch. Did you have that in you, or it was just natural ability?
I think it's a little of both, and you have to practice it, and I practiced it during my minor league career, and little that people don't know, I started as a shortstop, third base shortstop, and was put out there, because of those ability to do the little things that I do, and it's, of course, it's instinctive too, but you still have to practice it.
Yeah, it was. I remember at the time at Ducey Park here, it was a little bandbox. It wasn't a very big park, so there was a lot of a lot of home runs, but there were also a lot of doubles and triples. And your glove was where they went to die for the triples. But do you remember hitting like a ton of triples here? Because I seem to remember you were always scooting to third base.
Well, it's a small park from left center field. It's small, but when you go in the right center field, it was a big park. So we would practice going that way, of course, because we know it was a little triangle there it had, and guys that came in, they never got familiar with the park,
right? And
we knew, hey, hit the ball that way, you can go for three.
Yeah. Did you have fun when you were in Edmonton? I think it was parts of 2 years, right?
Yes, I definitely did. That was the first time being in Canada and learning about the people there and how friendly they were, and of course, the fans that came to the park every night. Got to know some of them, and it was really good for me.
Yeah, well, it was good for us too, because we'd never seen an outfielder like you before. Now, did you enjoy the celebrations of the 91 and 92 Blue Jays World Series last weekend in Toronto? It looked like everybody was having a blast.
Yes, it was. It's always good to see your old teammates, because we all, leave and go live our separate lives, but we still stay in touch. And when we see each other, it's like we don't miss a beat.
Do you still follow the Jays and follow baseball?
Well, I have to. I work for them. So all those guys you see that's coming up and down, and guys that are in the big leagues, they came through. I've been with the Blue Jays organization for over 10 years now, and Vladdy, Bo, Lucas, all those guys you're seeing right now that came through the system. I've had some kind of hand on them, with teaching them little things when they get to the big leagues, what to expect, and how to pretty much carry themselves. And they're a bunch of good kids. I call them kids, but they're young men.
Yeah, well, and the finding players and helping to develop them is really important. The Jays this year, baseball is a funny game where you get on a roll. And it can, regression occurs, and all of a sudden, like the Boston Red Sox won, 14 in a row or whatever it was, and they're back in it and they're buyers at the deadline. I keep thinking, keep thinking it's impossible for Vladdy not to like go off here and, hit a pile of home runs maybe in August. From a baseball point of view, you've been, part of teams for many, many years. It's never too late, right? Like at this point in the year, you're still trying to put together a couple of weeks so you don't have to sell at the deadline, right?
Absolutely. And I've been hearing that, selling, but, if we're in the position that we are right now, and we have guys that are going to be in free agent and we're not going to be able to sign them, it's just business sense that, you have to move them and maybe sign them back the next year because they're going to be free agents. So a team like Boston or even the Yankees that are, pushing for it. And I wouldn't, say we're out of it. I said anything can happen. And, as you can see, you mentioned Vladdy, he's having not the year he wants to, but, there's a lot of pressure and he's still a very young man. So, those things, it's going to happen during the season, but, it's a team. It's not just Vladdy, it's a team. And I think, with the injuries we had, Santander, the guys that are not in the lineup right now, so it's a tough year. It's been a tough year for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, for sure. I wanted to ask you about the catch. Justice smoked that ball, and I've watched the video 1,000 times. You probably watched it more than that, but you broke quickly. And it was one of the balls. I mentioned Willie Mays earlier. There's a famous Willie Mays play where he catches his over, his shoulder kind of thing. And it was similar to that where you were you were busting it. And I always wondered about the flight path of the ball, whether, when you picked it up early and late and how difficult a play was that? Was that a very difficult play for you, or was it just a matter of finding the ball once you got there?
Well, I think both. I think it was a very difficult play for any outfielder trying to get to the ball when it's hitting to the fence at the same time. And in fact, I saw a player that did it the day this year. I can't remember who it was. And I said, that's a good play. And I don't really give a lot of outfielders credit, but I've seen some plays this year that's been outstanding with, the routes and everything like that. And we didn't so much talk about routes and speed, off the bat. We just went and got the ball. So it's a little bit different now, of course. And I enjoy seeing a good outfielder, do those things.
The thing that I recalled was it was like it was hit like over you, but it was hit like on an arc straight towards you. You'd rather have an angle you can kind of judge it, right? Like that you just was a sprint.
Well, I think in center field it's a little easier than left or right because balls it's very rarely come directly at you in center field. It's always at an angle, you're little to your right, little to your left. And with that particular ball, Justice hit. He hit it good, but I don't think he hit it good enough because usually he hit the ball over the fence. But it didn't have much of an arc on it, and when I see him, he's still shaking his head at me, and I'm like, "Hey, man, you made me famous."
That was a hell of a. You won 3 World Series, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's like, because people kept, if they're going, they want you in the outfield. The result of that play was a triple play, but they didn't count it, right? Like I think Kelly Gruber tagged the guy, but they didn't count that play. It was a double. It was a 2 outs, but it should have been a triple play.
Yes, it could have been, but people ask me, they asked me, they said, "Do you think it should have been?" I said, "You know what? No, I wouldn't take anything back. I think, at the end of the day, we walked away, we won the World Series, and everything happens for a reason, right?"
Yeah, good point. Devon White, our guest. All right, you're coming here in August. We can't wait to see you and relive those memories with you. I love doing this today. Thank you, sir, very much.
Hey, thanks for having me. You guys have a good one. What's the weather like there?
Oh, it's lovely. It's you won't even notice the difference from where you are. It's quite it's 30 degrees. There'll be a little rain later, like a lot of rain later. It's fine.
Well, it's raining here where I'm at, but 30 degrees is hot in Canada.
Yeah, it is.
You have a good one.
All right, you too, sir. There you go, Devon White. He will be live in Edmonton coming up in August. Riverhawksfoundation.ca is where you can get all of the information for 2026 Riverhawks Foundation Festival. Saturday, August 22nd at Remax Field, riverhawksfoundation.ca. And I can't wait for it. You know, honestly, we had Joe Carter on here last time, and that was a blast. And you're giving me free Blizzard?
It's not from me. It's from sponsor with the station. Nice guy, Sean Cunningham of Remax Real Estate.
Oh, very
Stopped
nice.
by with Steven, and they're just peeling these off like, you know, rich guy does $100 bills. I mean, might as well be free Blizzards. I mean,
that's going to 2 score Blizzards. That's going to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Free small Blizzard on your next visit.
Very nice.
In support of our local children's hospital.
That's fantastic.
But thank you to Sean Cunningham for that.
You bet. That's terrific. Riverhawksfoundation.ca. Make sure you attend. It's a blast. We had Joe Carter last time, and Carter had such a memory for everything. I remember I ran a stat by him, and I said, you know, you struck out this many times or whatever, and but you cut down on your strikeouts. when you were in the minors, and by the time you got to the majors, you cut down on them. And he said in the interview, he said, "No, I don't think I struck out that many times." And after the interview, I went back, and damned if he wasn't right. So these cats really remember everything about their careers. And Devon White was a delight, and I really appreciate the Riverhawks for getting him on with us, and can't wait for. You're going to throw the ball 104 miles an hour from the mound, is what you told me.
Man, 104. That's a couple ticks down.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe you can, you know, just dumb it down a little, just in case you know.
I just don't want to show anybody up, you know.
And what's Declan going to do? I think Declan should.
Declan's just going to start rounding bases.
Yeah, that's probably about right.
We're going to take BP, and he's going to be like, no, I just need to be a ghost runner. I don't need to hit. He's going to be like Willie Mays Hayes.
Yeah.
You ever heard about a bunt?
Have you ever like been to the Hockey Hall of Fame?
Yes, I have.
When they do, you go and you take the shot, and it tells you how fast it's going and whatever.
Yeah.
I was so disappointed in my shot. I don't remember the total, but I thought I shot it way harder than that.
8 kilometers an hour. I mean, it looks fast to the naked eye, but man, it is tough.
I was kind of it hurt my feelings, you know, that I was that bad. My radio career did not allow me to have a great slap shot. I don't understand
The
that.
radio career hasn't allowed us to have a lot of things, but we get to talk to former World Series champions.
You know what? I
and
saw
get
him,
free Blizzards.
You bet. I saw him here when he was with the Trappers, and you know, great players have come through, but in terms of being athletic and being a crowd favorite, because like he hit doubles and triples and home runs almost equally, as I recall. Like anything could happen when he was at the plate. He's a really good hitter, and that's sort of, you know, sometimes not mentioned because he was such a tremendous center fielder. Like I guess the best center fielder now is Pete Crow Armstrong, right?
Yeah. I don't think it's close.
Yeah.
He's just such a black hole out there.
And he's unbelievable. And Devon White was that guy. He really was. All right. Steve Lansky on the way. Steve will talk to us probably about Devon White because he's a big Blue Jays fan as well. We're going to talk about the Elks game, obviously, and a few other things. We'll get to the Jays because I feel like this is their last chance, Texaco. Like August 3rd is the deadline, right?
Correct.
So this is like this week. They got like 10 days and that's it. So they've got to do something. I have to turn it around. Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 and YouTube, brought to you by Wolf GMC Buick. And it's time for an update with Declan Krueger.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Brought to you by Elks Nation. For the best green and gold coverage online with articles, podcasts, and more, visit elksnation.ca. News from around the sporting world is the Columbus Blue Jackets and restricted free agent forward Cole Sillinger have avoided arbitration with a 3-year, $13.875 million contract. LeBron James finally making his decision. He has signed in Philadelphia with the 76ers on a 2-year, $8 million contract. And around the sporting world today, the Rockies will see the Brewers at 2:10, Cubs and Pirates next up in the MLB at 4:40, and the Blue Jays, of course, in action at 5:15, taking on the Red Sox as they look to extend their streak. Trey Savage on the bump for the Jays. CFL Week 8 action will continue tonight with Calgary and Winnipeg. Out in Winnipeg, the 2-4 Stamps and the 4-2 Bombers. The line for that one currently -2 for Winnipeg and a 6:30 kickoff. I'm Declan Krueger. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, Stingray Radio Station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
Attention Alberta construction pros. For over 50 years, Japa Equipment Rentals has been your go-to for top-notch equipment and stellar service. Whether you need rentals or expert maintenance, we've
Pierce again. A Smith screen. Posey will defend. Oh! LeBron James with no regard for human life has given the Cavaliers their biggest lead tonight. So open, running for his second touchdown of the night. For the win for Edmonton. For the win for
The Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440. Can you fit Sports Encyclopedia on a business card?
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
It's the Lowdown on Sports 1440, brought to you by Wolf GMC Buick. Hurry in for hot summer savings, including 0% purchase financing on select models, 0%. Details at wolfgmcbuick.com. Love that core blend. Well done, Declan. Do we have Steve? All right. Sometimes we've got him and he's sleeping in the car, gets hot. He doesn't turn the AC on because he's frugal. Steve, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I just interviewed Devon White, so this is kind of a, cool down session talking to you.
Well, I got to apologize because I was painting a garage 4 minutes ago.
Oh, that's okay.
That's what this is. This covers a competitive sports networks logo. The sweat is pouring down, and I just got, "You're not going to do it in that shirt, are you?" And I said, "I don't have a choice." Brutal was the response. So
yeah,
I apologize. But this was the best I could do.
It's okay. It's okay. Did you do a good paint job?
I did, except halfway through I realized it was oil-based and not water-based. But other than that, nailed it.
Yeah. Well, I just did an interview with Devon White, and I checked everything, and I did check, like that he had worked for the Blue Jays, but my information had that he no longer worked for them, but he still works for them. So I said, "What are you doing now?" And he said, "I work for the Blue Jays." So I'm like, okay, so it looks like you and I probably are on the same page in terms of the quality of the day, right?
No, I'm going to say that's a W for me. That's
okay. All right, okay.
Dude, it's Devon White. He's a legend.
I know that. I did some research, man. I'm telling you.
You know what? You can ask the questions. He can give the answers. That's how it works. Yeah.
Well, I did talk to him about that justice grab. I mean, that that is still in my brain. That's like Willie Mays, but in color.
It was, I think it's highly underrated. You see that Willie Mays catch at 54 in the Polo Grounds?
Yeah.
I get it. He's spun and through. I get it. And I get that the center field at the Polo Grounds because it was shaped like a bathtub, was halfway to Cleveland. But still, come on. In the World Series, that catch, and that was anybody could have won that World Series. That was a huge catch.
Also, if people forget, I wish they'd run it in real, not slow motion. Run it as fast as it happened, because he just explained it. He said, "Well, if he wanted to hit it out, he should have hit it out. He gave me a chance to do it. And he made me famous," and that's true. But that was a hell of a catch. He had to run instantly, and he still barely got there.
If they, you know what they should do, because you know how now they can track the distance you traveled, the height you jumped, the curve. If you'd gone straight, it would have been. They should break that whole thing down if they can. Upscale the video and then break that down and see how that compares to other catches.
Yeah, it's true, and it was right at him. So he had to clock it and then run and then clock it again, and he did it. I mean, to me, it was one of the great plays, and it should have been a triple play, but it wasn't.
Dude, I can tell you right now, right at you is the hardest thing, because you don't know if it's short or long. And when you realize that's the time you can start, you can't start running right away.
No, it's true. I mean, that was just and you said it right. Sometimes you see a play on the top 10 plays of all time, but you don't remember what the moment was. What the moment was, this was the World Series, and the World Series was in play. Nobody had crowned anybody.
And it was a triple play. I don't remember who was on first. He got thrown out for passing the runner in front of him.
Yeah.
Kelly Gruber that was Deion Sanders. Kelly Gruber touched his heel so hard.
I know.
Dude, discussion over. It didn't matter. The Jays won the World Series in 6, but still, that was a triple play, man.
It was Bob Davidson, wasn't it? I can't remember the umpire, but that's the name that popped in my head.
Can't remember. I'll buy that, though.
Okay. I I'm not a Jays fan, but I was always a Devon White fan because I saw him here, and he was great here too. He was just like money, and he was a better hitter than people give him credit for. Sometimes center fielders don't hit that well, but he had a ton of triples and doubles and home runs, and he won a World Series after he left Toronto too. So he was a great player.
Yeah, but dude, if I had legs as long as his, I'd be a hell of a hitter too. Because it's probably like 4 strides to first base. I'd like to. There's another one. How many did you beat out that average guys would have been thrown out on? It's a bunch. I guarantee it.
Yeah, he had 40 stolen bases for fun. That guy. All right, so let's talk about the current Jays because, God, they're bad.
Yeah. They. I make a managerial change if I think in any way, shape, or form we're not going to put together a Boston Red Sox streak, but I make a change. I got to make a change. I get it. There's been injuries. Kirk was out. Everybody's been out. I get it. Everybody's got injuries. Pitching hasn't been, kind of what you would hope it had been. Dylan Cease has been great. Gosman probably not. Trey Savage. I mean, who's going to, he started incredibly in the postseason last year. He's probably not going to carry that through, but I think you got to make some sort of a change to try and salvage something here.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I've watched baseball a long time, and I knew when Jeff Fassero went 9-4 in the first half, he wasn't going to go 9-4 in the second half. So I always assume regression, and it's not coming for Vladdy. The Red Sox were awful, and you went, well, they're not that bad, and now they won, a bunch in a row, and then they lost to Baltimore. But I keep expecting that to happen for them, but the deadline is August 3rd, Steve. They're going to have to trade Gosman.
They're going to have to do something if they think that they've even got a chance to do anything. It's funny. It just goes to show, unless you are an elite team like the Big Red Machine or the Pirates in the early 70s, the A's in the early 70s, unless you are an elite team without a weak link. I mean, those A's had pitching that was incredible. You need a bit of a bucket load of luck to get anywhere. Jays had it last season. We talked about it, I think, last week. Barger and Clement playing great in the postseason. That's just pure luck. That's all that is. Nobody could see that coming. If you don't get that, it's really hard to get back to, winning the American League pennant.
Yeah, and pitching is they relied on too many old guys. I'm sorry, but they did. And Savage was hurt. Ponce got hurt. He was a guy they were counting on. They had terrible pitching luck, starting pitching wise, and they kept going to Hoffman. That's one reason why I think the coach or the manager is in a little bit of hot water, because they kept going to Hoffman, who's clearly lost all of the confidence he ever had going back to grade 1.
Dude, Hoffman shouldn't have been pitching last year in the postseason in the roles that he was in, being left there when he was in. And wasn't Ponce hurt in the 4th inning that he played? It was the very first game he played.
Yeah.
But you're right. If you give me a horse that's 30 or a horse that's 23, I'll take the horse that's 23 anytime. And you're right. Too old. You got I can do anything with average fielding and hitting. If you give me elite pitching, I can win so much.
Yeah, and Gosman is fading now, probably because he's frustrated. But he's had this dilapidated team that can't play defense in a lot of ball games this year.
Yeah, and you got to be you got to be a great rotation to be able to overcome that. I do think you can overcome it.
Yeah,
but they do not have the horses on the mound.
No, and Varsho making that Olay, Varsho's a good center fielder. In fact, a great center fielder, but that was a play that really hurt, and they're trying to get a winning streak going here.
Yeah, you got to cross all your T's and dot all your I's, and they're just not doing that.
Yeah, Steve Lansky, our guest from Inside the Truck Podcast. You're here Monday, right, for 2 segments, 12:40 and 1 o'clock, and then we send you on your way, sir.
You do. I'm off to Bonnieville, literally right from the studio. I promise I'll have a better shirt and probably no cap. I will try. I'll have cleaned up for Monday.
So I
won't look brutal.
So we'll expect a call from Gary if there's no cap. He'll be on that right away. he'll want a salary cap even for this show. If
I
you
would
come,
think so. I would think so. Yeah.
So I don't have any Oilers questions for you because there's nothing going on. They one of their minor leaguers, Matvey Petrov, signed in the KHL with Moscow Spartak. There's nothing else. So we're not going to talk about that. But can we talk a couple of minutes? I don't know if you saw the Elks Rough Riders game last night. Steve, it was the best game I've seen all year. And if you force me to, I'd say it's the best game I've seen in a couple of years.
Why was it so great? I did not see it. Honestly, I'm an old man. I don't even know what I was doing last night.
Sure. I wandering.
Why was it so great?
Yeah. Yeah. Your wife was looking, you're a sundowner now. She's looking for you. She locks the doors when the sun goes down, but you still get out. It's bad.
That's right. That's
Right.
exactly right. She leaves the door open for when I wander home. Yeah.
It's exciting. It was an exciting game. Back and forth. There was a 58-yard field goal to end the game in favor of the Elks. They're 7-1 now. And I wanted to talk to you specifically about the fact that, when they were losing and they lost many years in a row, they were bad.
Mm-hmm.
People would bring out the name change, the clear bag problem, all of those things. But I believe that now that they're doing so well and they're in first place and they just beat the best team in football, I think fans will come out. Do you?
Good question. I don't love the stadium, so I think that's a bit of an issue. I mean, it's not McMahon. McMahon is absolutely horrible.
Yes.
I don't love the stadium, but winning cures so many things. I'm sure there's a saying like winning solves every problem, and it really does. So who said just win, baby? Was that Jim Valvano? I can't remember.
Al Davis.
Right. Just win, baby. And it's true. It really is true. Because if you're exciting and you lose, well, if you're exciting and you win, I'm telling you, I hope it brings the fans out because that city was like nothing I've ever seen. I moved there in 1975. I went to one game in Clark Stadium, and then the next year I think it was Commonwealth Stadium. And watching that team with that place packed and all those players, my God, I could probably name 20 off the top of my head right now. That was a team. So if they could get back there, I'd be okay with that.
Oh, I think people, think I'm lying when I remember the former mayor of this town, entire town, and we had remotes going 3 or 4 different radio stations for whatever the promotion was, and they had a bunch of Oilers who were there and signing autographs, and there was hot dogs and hamburgers, and the big thing the owner was worried about was that Gizmo hadn't showed up yet, and Gizmo was the star. Gizmo was the guy people came to see. And when he showed up, he had a long line of people who wanted to talk to him. And that's how big the Eskimos were during that era.
The Eskimos were huge. Are we going to compare them to the Oilers of the I mean, they were close, dude, at that time. They right, because the seasons didn't really overlap. So they were. I've never thought about this. I feel very comfortable saying, you know what? I mean, certainly in the late 70s and early 80s, I think they were close. They were right like this.
Yeah, and when the Oilers were good but hadn't won a Stanley before, the Eskimos were winning every year. It was 5 years in a row.
Yeah, and that was the City of Champions sign, right? Hughes steps away, Pete Catella comes in. Eskimos don't win that season. Jackie Parker takes over. They did win a Grey Cup under him, but and then the Oilers start. And it's like, of course you're the City of Champions. I don't know why that sign should still be up as far as I'm concerned. But.
Yeah. You ever want to get into a bar fight, just say Pete Catella was underrated. You're going to get in real trouble there.
Well, I wrote about Pete Catella in the book that I'm working on. It's he was not a friendly sort. I think I may have used those words. Not a friendly chap.
Not fun-loving like Hugh Campbell.
I mean, they only gave him 8 games. He was 4-4. I only know this because I looked it up. Gone. I walked into 2-7 in Calgary one day, and Ed Whalen's there, and he says, "Kid, they fired your head coach." I'm like, "No, they didn't. It's freaking September." Ed, he goes, "He's out. Jackie Parker's in." I'm like, "What?" Fact.
Did you ever beg Ed to say, "In the meantime and in between time"? Did you ever beg him to say that?
No, but he used to make wrestling references like "hi diddle diddle" right up the middle, and John Shannon would go nuts when he'd say stuff like that. He'd say, "Eddie, he'd hit the key. Eddie, this is not wrestling." And poor Ed, I felt so bad for him because he's like a 50-year-old man. He's doing his best. He's never really called National Hockey League games. He was giving it everything he had. But it wasn't in Eddie's wheelhouse, and every once in a while, a few things would slip in, and I felt bad for him. I really did. And he was a very kind man to a very young producer like me.
I loved Ed Whalen. To me, he was a hero. I'm telling you,
love.
I can still hear his voice in my brain going, and it's Tor Kamada. He's got a foreign object. I loved Stampede Wrestling. Honest to God. Have
you walked into Victoria? It's still there. Victoria Arena, I think it's called, on the Stampede grounds. If you walk in there, it's like, wow, this is it. This is where it was. It's fantastic.
Oh my God. How many guys got hit with chairs from one of the Hart brothers or the dad? Incredible.
Don't tell me that wasn't great entertainment, because that was great entertainment.
If you ever are into wrestling, you'll never love wrestling more than when you're like 9, 10, 11, 12.
Oh,
because it's everything.
Is it real? Is it not real? It's still great, but listen, whether it's real or not, it hurts like hell. That's all I know.
My brother was 4 years older than me, and he beat the hell out of me right after Stampede Wrestling every Saturday.
I went over to Scott Oak's house for dinner one time, and his two kids, who were like probably 5 and 3, just did like wrestling moves off the back of the sofa onto each other. Like, I'll never forget it. And Scott looked at his wife, Ann, and went, well, what are you going to do?
Exactly. There's nothing you can't do. And what a gentleman, Scott Oak, right? Oh, man.
I got all the time in the world for Scott Oak.
He is the 50 best questions that have ever been asked on Hockey Night in Canada have all come from him. I swear to God, that's true.
Scotty's one of the smartest men I ever worked with. So those probably go hand in hand.
Yeah. So he was, you guys didn't have much to talk about then.
Well, I would try to read comics before. So I had something to throw at him. Like, geez, that Wolverine's got like the long hands, right? But yeah, he always did overmatch me. Yeah.
It's a good thing we're friends, eh?
Yes.
All right, enough of this foolishness. You're coming in Monday for two segments, right?
I'll see you Monday. I don't know what time I have to show up, but I'll be there with a better shirt and a better hat, I promise.
Well, I love it. Thank you, Steve Lansky.
Take care. Have a great weekend.
All right, there you go. Steve Lansky, Inside the Truck Podcast. It was there. Ordinarily, I don't take shots like that to guests of the show, but it was there.
How are you?
I'm good. I just interviewed Devon White, so this is kind of a truly, and will again, probably Monday. Good. Okay, we still have declinations coming up at 1:40 today. And it's CFL related. All time. Why don't you tell them what it is so I don't jump all over something that you've tweaked?
Yeah, we are going to be doing, Josh and I, our top 5 CFL games that we've ever seen.
Okay.
Because I think if you want to extrapolate a little, there would be more that came before us, but I want to be ones that I was actually sat down watching with my own 2 eyes.
And we want to encourage young people to love the CFL like the old people do, because the old people stay at home and watch the game on TV, and we want you young people out there having the brewskis and bringing your dogs. That is such a great promotion. Have you ever seen the dogs at halftime? So good.
The dogs were at halftime last week. The Dashhound Dash.
Love it.
I still don't think the Dashhound that won should have legally been allowed to be in. I don't know what that puppy was crossed with, but that buck was long and had longer legs.
Had a little greyhound in her for sure.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cheating then.
No, not cheating, just loophole. It's part Dashhound.
Well, we got to get the IOC involved. They're really good at this.
Oh, yeah. All the pros are really good at this.
All right. Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 on YouTube. Brought to you by Wolf GMC Buick.
Craving a dining experience that rises above the rest? Head to Summit Restaurant in the Silent Ice Center, just minutes from South Edmonton Common. Savor exceptional house-made pizza, delectable entrees, and expertly crafted cocktails in a stylish, modern atmosphere. Perfect for a casual meal or a special night out. Summit offers a refined experience where every bite and sip reflects our dedication to quality. Elevate your dining experience. Make Summit Restaurant your destination tonight.
Say hello to Alberta's home for reeling and dealing. With Play Alberta, you can spin into the excitement of popular slots like Cash Eruption and Desert Fantasy. Experience Alberta exclusive games and get in on the action of live dealer tables with all new elevated stakes. However you prefer to play, the fun is ready when you are. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
What if you could hire motivated, safety-trained youth with no risk and funding to support you? At Careers the Next Generation, we make hiring easy with funded internships across Alberta in trades, IT, forestry, and more. Interns are WCB covered, complete high school accredited safety trained, and arrive ready to contribute from day one. With 42% of RAP students completing their apprenticeship by age 22, you get skilled workers faster. Spots are filling up. Visit careersnextgen.ca today.
Yeah, it's me again. And if you're sidelined with a sports injury, you already know nothing's more frustrating than being told to just rest. At Leading Edge Physiotherapy, we get athletes moving sooner with our zero gravity treadmills. You can run, train, and rebuild strength with up to 80% less body weight, so your injury heals while your confidence comes roaring back. When your sports injury's yelling, whisper back, leadingedgephysio.com, because life shouldn't hurt.
You see it? Fusion Promo Marketing can make it. Fusion makes high quality, memorable promotional products for businesses, sports teams, and corporate events. From vision to reality, get noticed and remembered. Fusion with a Z, promomarketing.ca.
Hurry in for hot summer savings at Wolf GMC Buick. Take advantage of 0% purchase financing for up to 72 months on select new 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 pickups. 0% purchase financing for 36 months on select new 2026 Sierra 2500 Denali and Denali Ultimate models. Plus, huge cash savings on GMC Sierra heavy-duty trucks. And ask about the $1,000 truck trade-in bonus and low-rate lease offers. Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
It's Dollar Drink Summer at McDonald's. Sip on a refreshing small fountain drink or a small iced coffee for just $1 each plus tax, all summer long. Only at McDonald's. Excludes flavored and cloud iced coffees. At participating Canadian restaurants. Taxes extra. Prices exclude delivery.
Bashaw Concrete Products. From concrete and septic tanks to blocks, precast water pads, Jersey barriers and aggregates. Farmers, contractors, homeowners. Plan your next project at BashawConcrete.com. Family owned, over 60 years pouring. Bashaw Concrete Products. Once again, start here. BashawConcrete.com.
I finished a 5K in 94th place, right after a man wore jeans. Then a volunteer gave me a medal. But I don't want participation trophies, unless they're from Bet365. With their daily prize matcher game, I win by matching gold coins, cherries, and more. Take that, Denim Man. Thanks, Bet365.
If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus only. T's and C's apply.
Breaking down the fine art of sports.
One rep at a time.
The Lowdown
with Lowetide.
Thanks for checking out Sports 1440.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
125 Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440. Brought to you by Wolf GMC Buick. Hot summer savings right now at wolfgmcbuick.com. Love the Madonna on a Friday. That's great music.
What's her best song?
Oh, gee.
It might be that one.
Yeah, it's really good. I always, like, the first song I ever heard by Madonna, it was called Holiday. And it was just such a great pop record. It was like Motown good. And so I really liked that. Lucky Star as well. Like a Virgin was a monster hit. I liked Like a Prayer too.
That's my favorite. I'm going Like a Prayer.
And then there was the one that she redid that was off of an ABBA song that I really liked. Years later, she did it. I can find it for you. You guys chat and I'll tell you.
Do you have one, Josh?
Not really. Like, I didn't listen to a lot of Madonna. I do like a Prayer. I like the choir version that they had in Deadpool Wolverine. Like, that one's really, really good.
There'll be a couple TikTok basketball edits with that one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, flying.
Yeah.
Those.
The Madonna
cooked.
The Madonna song that is called Hung Up from 2005. And it was based partly on Gimme, Gimme, Gimme by ABBA.
Hey, I know that one.
Yeah, good song. I just liked her because you will go your whole life and not have a better time than a 3-minute pop song. It's just you sing, you do stupid stuff, you're out of tune, doesn't matter. You're just singing for the delight of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Sometimes you're just in that mood. You just gotta
And
sing along.
I mean, look, Bob Dylan is a serious, brilliant guy. But
Mhm.
sometimes I just want to hear the 3-minute Walking on Sunshine.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Or Mr. Blue Sky, which is also fantastic.
It's banging. I do love Mr. Blue Sky.
Declan has good musical taste. Don't tell him, but
All right, sure. Yeah, I'll try to keep that a secret from him while he wears headphones and he can hear everything we say.
But he really doesn't listen to the show.
It's true. He's watching Sims gameplay right now.
Huh?
Mike says, remember as a kid going to Sales Pavilion to watch wrestling. So good. KG says, True Blue, great song. Telephone Line is better than Mr. Blue Sky. It's just different. They're both great songs. It's like if you get into what's the best Blondie song, right? And then, you forget 5 different songs that she did. Like Denis is a great song by Blondie.
So we're not in consensus that it's Call Me.
No, Union City Blue is great. Call Me is great too, but Heart of Glass would probably be my favorite. I loved that band, and obviously Debbie Harry. When they came out, they just cut through everything on the radio. They were great. Loved them.
I just don't have this relationship to music like you guys do. I don't really go through the whole discography of everybody and stuff.
I definitely don't have it like Lowetide.
No, I don't think anyone has it like Lowetide.
I worked top 40 for like 12 years.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So I know like all the Prince records in order and all the Blondie records in order and all the, I just know them all, right? And I also liked the Clash and that stuff. So the Jam, man, you guys have got to listen to the Jam.
It's also that you have a interest in it.
Oh, I love music.
Yeah. I'm not going to speak for Declan. My interests just lie in other places.
I also love the minutia and the trivia behind music, which I'm sharing now with Karen, whether she likes it or not.
Hey, I know a thing or two about that.
So there's a lot of sharing and a lot of, can we just talk more tomorrow about music that you listen to?
I got hit with one of those. I was talking about Pete Rose and Barry Bonds because a couple days ago we started a new segment on the Frenzy, and it's me trying to get Connor and Brandon to debate. And this one they were actually on opposite sides. It was what was a worse Hall of Fame snub? Pete Rose or Barry Bonds?
Ooh.
And Connor went first, and I thought for sure they were both going to pick Barry Bonds, but you could make a case for both of them. And Connor was like, "Nope, Pete Rose." And Brandon was shocked to his core. So that night, I'm talking to Nyla about Barry Bonds and Pete Rose and how they're not in the Hall of Fame. And then, that just got me going on the Baseball Hall of Fame. But I talked about this forever. And I was like, now let me tell you about Ichiro Suzuki. And she was like, Josh, no. Like,
but maybe another day.
Tell me tomorrow or
Yeah.
whatever. And I was like, okay.
I think women significant others would be shocked at what, like, I think they think we're thinking about, what how we're going to redo something or paint the house. And I'm just sitting thinking about peanut butter.
Yeah,
And
like,
the Montreal Expos opening day lineup in 1969.
yeah, that's the kind of classic, like, guy thought.
Right. And so I think if they knew how much time we wasted in our brain, they might not be as interested in us.
They're supposed to be interested in us.
Well, that's sort of the idea, right?
News to me.
All right. Well, there you go. Dreaming is a great song. There's no doubt. Crazy for You from Vision Quest. Let's see here. It's definitely Pete Rose. My man only gambled and bet on his own team to win.
I thought it was that he didn't gamble and bet on his own team. He was just gambling and betting on everybody else.
He admitted later it was bad. Look, here's the thing. Where do you draw the line? If you draw the line on steroids, then take Bud Selig out of the Hall of Fame because he was the commissioner and or owner during that period of time, so he benefited from it. Take him out. And if you don't take him out, put Barry Bonds in. Rose is a different thing. Both of them are qualified to be in the Hall of Fame based on their playing records. Like Bonds, until Shohei, was the best player I ever saw. And before Bonds, it was Mike Schmidt. That's the order that I have. People forget about Mike Schmidt. He was a great player and a third baseman. So he had offensive value, plus he had defensive value. Bonds really didn't have defensive value. Shohei, I mean, he's a DH, but he's also a pitcher. So what are you doing criticizing that?
And sometimes plays right field.
Apparently, according to the president, he's an outfielder.
I mean, back in his heyday with the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
Do you seriously think that the president knew that?
No.
Okay. All right.
I've always thought Barry Bonds not being in the Hall of Fame like delegitimized it for me. I'm obviously not as big of a baseball guy as you two. I understand, the steroids and the cheating, all that, but like I think we all agree he's the best baseball player ever, or like top 3.
Well, he's of the people
he's got 7 MVPs. He's the best.
Of the people who are retired
most home runs ever.
Of the people who are retired or dead, he's the best player ever. Shohei, I think, is better.
I would probably agree with that just because of like what he can do. But like that's what I'm saying. Like the fact he's not in, it delegitimizes it for me.
Well, they punished him. I think it was Bart Giamatti, but I might be wrong. They made a big deal about it, and then like here's the thing. This is why you need a fair judge. Like Kennesaw Mountain Landis wouldn't take the job as commissioner until they said, we'll give you carte blanche. Whatever you decide about the Black Sox is good. And then he banned everybody involved from baseball for life. And that meant you couldn't be a coach. Nothing. You had to go cast out and become like something else. And they were the baseball folks were like, what the hell? But he did it. And then they didn't have any more problems with gambling for a long, long time. But they don't have that now. The commissioners are basically the employees of the owners. There's not a judge who is fair and impartial. And that's not just in baseball, folks. But anyway, we'll just keep it to baseball. When you cross that line and when you stop being the arbiter who is viewed it by both sides as being fair, then you have this. And so Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame, and so should Barry Bonds. And if you say why, I will say because Bud Selig is in the Hall of Fame. And if the owner who benefited from it is in the Hall of Fame, then you can't keep Barry Bonds out. And that's a fact.
I think the other case for like Bonds over Rose, like if you're just having the debate between the two, like they were, is like, how many people were doing steroids and are in the Hall of Fame that just didn't get caught doing them? Like, there's probably enough. He just, his head got bigger and he got really yoked.
Well, I mean, they wouldn't throw him the ball for 3 or 4 years.
Yeah. I remember when Mike Trout got his like 76th intentional walk of his career. And this was like, I don't know, 2 seasons ago or something. It was like, yeah, he's only 6 behind Barry Bonds in 02, you know? Like,
man, I saw this YouTube video, craziest sports YouTube video I've ever seen. What was Bond's best season? Like 2001?
Yeah, something in there.
Yeah, whatever year it was.
pick a year between 01 and 04, and I'd say yeah.
Someone, and you guys are going to have to help me out and walk me through this a little bit, because again, not the biggest baseball guy in the world, but it was something like if every single pitch thrown at Barry Bonds was like, if he got walked every single time he was at bat, his on-base percentage would be like the exact same as what it was, or something like that. Something absolutely insane.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
He was like, I remember during that era, like it would be the 5th inning and there'd be nobody on and they'd walk him, you know, just intentionally, because why give up a run?
The funniest part was when he would get walked with the bases loaded. They're like, yeah, better just give him 1 right now
Yeah,
than it is for us to give up 4.
We'll take that punishment all day.
Yeah.
He was a player you avoided pitching to for several years.
Oh yeah.
And you profited from it. That's the other thing, is you as a manager, you benefited from it. And nobody, like the home crowd ordinarily boos, and I'm sure they did. I don't recall, but he was a different physical player in Pittsburgh than he was in San Francisco. And that's what made him a
He's a good
target.
defender in Pittsburgh.
He was great. He was also good in the field in Pittsburgh. He was faster. He still had really good power. Bobby Bonilla, who, by the way, I think is still cashing checks from the Mets.
Correct.
Yeah.
Till 2031?
That is correct. July 1st is Bobby Bonilla Day, because he gets his $1.5 million or whatever it is from the Mets.
The Mets are the only business in the world who would have made that deal. The only one. It's like I was listening the other day to Rates and Barrels, which is a really good podcast. Not as good as ours, but really good podcast. I'm teasing. It's excellent. And they talked about, what was I saying?
The Mets.
Oh yeah. They were talking about trade deadlines.
Mhm.
Right, and who's going to be available, and what they said was, I think it was on Rates and Barrels, they said that nobody will trade for Juan Soto because nobody would take on that contract, and the Mets did it gladly, and they do that all the time.
Yeah. So here's the stat. Declan's got it pulled up on screen right now. Barry Bonds, without a bat, if he just like took all the walks in his career, got a 608 on base percentage. His 04 season, he had a 609 on base percentage.
It is the mind-boggling and ridiculous how good he was. And people say, well, he didn't win a World Series. If you look at the team that they had during that period of time, then you would give Barry Bonds all the accolades. He should be in the Hall of Fame.
He
Declan's
does
right.
have all the accolades. He has literally every single one except
the Hall of
for a
Fame.
World Series
And
and
he's
Hall
not
of Fame.
And he should be, you know, and especially because Bud Selig is in it. It really makes it is something, I'm not going to say the word, but it is the obvious example of why baseball is so incorrect about how they do things. And right from the beginning, it was, and it has been, and they've never really gotten it right. And Bonds is an example of that. And it's a really poor one.
MTR with an amazing text. San Francisco is also not a hitter's ballpark.
No, it's not.
It's really not.
All of the shortstop, Adames, went from Milwaukee, where he was a good hitter. He's so bad in San Francisco.
It is a hard park to hit in, and for half of it, like, it's an unbelievable. Maybe that's why he started juicing.
I don't know. All right, we're taking Declan's time, so we're going to take a break now. Declination's on the way. This is the Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 and YouTube, brought to you by Wolf GMC Buick.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique, family-owned, independent liquor store. The selection? Incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
It's cone season at McDonald's, which means vanilla cones are $1 each plus tax in the McDonald's app all summer long. Soft, creamy, and crunchy. For just $1 each plus tax exclusively in the McDonald's app. App download and registration required at participating McDonald's in Canada.
The Bricks, 55th Birthday Bash continues with big savings store-wide. Save on furniture, mattresses, appliances, and electronics. Plus, take 55 months to pay with 0% interest on furniture and mattresses. Or 36 months on appliances and electronics on approved credit. Find up to 30% off bedroom packages, up to 40% off select mattresses. And don't forget, you could be one of 275 winners with over $155,000 in prizes to be won. Hurry in. The Birthday Bash ends July 29 at the Brick, saving you more.
When your project can't afford downtime, call Japa Equipment Rentals. From excavators and wheel loaders to compaction equipment, Japa has the machines you need. Trusted since 1972. Visit japaequipment.com or stop our Edmonton or Calgary locations.
The Riverhawks' final regular season homestand is on deck this week. Catch the bobblehead giveaway, a 2K dance party, Margaritaville, and Wizards, Wands, and Magic Night. Don't miss the party. Tickets at gohawks.ca.
Need an excuse to upgrade your ride? Well, we got a few to share. Go Auto has over 18,000 new and used vehicles ready to test drive right now. With more than 70 locations, your perfect match could be closer than you think. A family-friendly SUV for soccer practice, a fuel-sipping commuter, or a hardworking truck that's ready for anything. Trusted brands and a team that's actually happy to help. Explore thousands of vehicles today at goauto.ca.
Everything is going to be okay. Any business, regardless of size, can stumble occasionally. I'm Dan McDicken, a licensed insolvency trustee with Faber. If your business is facing financial challenges, our team of chartered insolvency and restructuring professionals have corporate debt recovery solutions that work. Schedule your free Faber Focus session at faber.ca today. Chances of a positive outcome increase if you engage Faber sooner rather than later.
Okay, new strategy. I'll just live in the freezer till October. It's spacious in here. It's spacious.
There's a better way to survive the coming AC season. Pro Solutions is your one-call solves-it-all expert for AC repairs, tune-ups, and new installations. We offer convenient financing options and fast appointments so you can enjoy your entire home, not just the freezer.
Now I can leave the frozen peas where they belong.
Book now at prosolutionsinc.ca.
Legendary is here with BetMGM Sportsbook. Sign up now to unlock access to hundreds of pre-match and live betting options for all your favorite sports. Download the BetMGM app. See BetMGM.com for terms. 18 plus, Alberta only. Please play responsibly. Subject to eligibility requirements.
If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. BetMGM operates pursuant to an operating agreement with the Alberta iGaming Corporation. Standard message and data rates may apply.
Here's what you need to know about Lux Windows. We work hard. We come in early, we stay late, we go above and beyond, and then we go a little further. Not for awards or a pat on the back. We work hard so that choosing our windows and doors is an easy decision for you. It's the Alberta way. It's the Lux way. Everything we are is windows and doors. A company born and
The Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440. Can you fit Sports Encyclopedia on a business card?
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 for Wolf GMC Buick. Friday afternoon, weekend just around the corner. Jason Krueger on the way at 2 o'clock today. It is time for Declinations, brought to you by the Edmonton Elks. Get your tickets for Saturday, August 1. Rough Riders in town for the back-to-back, the second half. You can get your tickets now. GoElks.com/tickets. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend, Declan Krueger.
All right. Josh and I are going to be giving our top 5 CFL games that we've ever seen as per your suggestion out of the bar. Appreciate that greatly. Josh, do you want to start or do you want me to?
Yeah, sure. I'll start. Hold on. My notepad needs to come up here. All right. So my coming in at number 5 is September 18th, 2021. Now this was right in the heart of when they sucked. They played Winnipeg that night. The reason that this night is memorable to me is because it was the last double E game I went to before I moved to Calgary. It was my last year of high school. Went with a buddy. Last year of our family season seats. We were up in the upper bowl, and it was actually like it was 10-15 going into half, and they hadn't won at home in 2 seasons, I think. So I was like, hold on a second here, time out. Like we might be here for something. We moved down to the lower bowl. They got absolutely shelled in the second half. Man. It was a tough watch, but drove home and it just started like it was an absolute downpour by the time we rolled out of the parking garage. It was raining on the train platform. I was like, man, beautiful night for the game. And then it was an absolute like thunderstorm you couldn't see in front of you, but very memorable. Went with my best friend before I moved away.
Love it.
Yeah.
It's an excellent answer. My number 5, call me a prisoner of the moment, call me a homer because it was 2 teams I'm invested in, but it was last night.
Great game.
For me. I mean, I'm serious. 984 yards of total offense, 70 combined points. Austin Mack, TJ Luther, Keon Schaefer-Baker, Keyshawn Johnson, Sam Emelis, Cody Fajardo, Trevor Harris, everyone showed out, and it was capped off with a 57-yard field goal to win the game. I'm putting last night number 5.
Fire.
Love it.
My number 4 is a game that I was reminded of today, actually, with Eddie Steele when he was still on the roster. And that's July 24th, 2016. Lowrider did halftime for the Ticats between the Eskimos. The Double E were up 24-6 going into the half, and then they went up to 31 and proceeded to get shut out in the fourth and lost 37-31. But Eddie was even talking about it today. They were feeling themselves. They're just coming off a Grey Cup win. Like they were leaving the locker room to go and watch Flo Rida, and then they got absolutely shelled in the second half.
Well, Flo Rida is worth watching. So
absolutely. So that comes in with my number 4.
My number 4, the 2010 West Semi between the Rough Riders and the Lions. The Riders win 41-38 in double overtime. Travis Lulay, that was his 5th start, I believe, as a Lion. He tied the game on a touchdown pass to Emmanuel Arsenault as the clock ran out in regulation. And then Jason Claremont in overtime gets the game-winning touchdown after Paul McCallum against his former team had kicked the go-ahead field goal in overtime for BC. Saskatchewan obviously goes on to the Grey Cup that year. They do lose it, but that West Semi, incredible, 41-38 double overtime. It's my number 4.
My number 3, I was not at this game, obviously, because it was very far away. And it's the 2015 Grey Cup. I remember where I was. We were in our family friend's basement watching it. And I got to stay up and watch the entire thing, even though it was on a Sunday night or whatever it was. And then promptly went to bed. I do remember Mike Riley absolutely slinging it that game. But that's really like all I can remember this. Again, I wasn't very conscious for most of my CFL fandom, but we back on top.
We back in a big way. My number 3 is the 2016 Grey Cup. The 8-9-1 Red Blacks beat the 15-2-1 Stamps in that game.
That was an interesting game.
Yeah, they had actually tied earlier in the season, funny enough, one of their 2 matchups. But that game, the Red Blacks led the entire, they never trailed in that game. Calgary ties it up on, I'm going to have to look it up. I think it was a last-second field goal by Rene Paredes to send it to overtime. And then Henry Burris with the touchdown pass. I'd have to look up who it was to as well. But the touchdown pass in overtime to win it for Ottawa, they win 39-33. It had everything you want in a Grey Cup game. It's my number 3.
That's a great one.
It's good. My number 2 is the Elks' first home win in over 1,000 days. This would have been in 2020, fall of 2023. I don't remember what day it was. I had just started working at Brew House, and I remember I got a girl that went to U of A's phone number. But it was also Trey Ford's first start.
Is that a humble brag of some sort?
Yes, absolutely it is. She was good looking too. Anyways.
Do people of importance in your life listen to this show?
My parents, for sure.
Okay, all right.
But it was Trey Ford's first ever start, I believe. And he led them to their first win. And thus began Trey Ford Mania in the city of Edmonton for about a year and a half.
Yeah, that was wild. And
now here we are, you know. But yes, Elks' first home win in over 1,000 days.
My number 2 is the 2005 Grey Cup. Double overtime between Edmonton and Montreal. Edmonton wins it 38-35. Unbelievable game. There have been some incredible Grey Cups played. This is right up there. Danny Machocha not knowing the clock or the rules in overtime and coming out and celebrating on the field before it was over. Hilarious. But one of the all-time best games. And it was also, I was like 8 years old or not, something like that, 7, 8, somewhere in there. And it was just like the peak of when I was like, oh, this is what matters to me in life. You know what I mean? So watching that game, yeah.
I was at Shanks drinking. That was a fun game and a fun ending.
Unbelievable game.
No.
Yeah, you can call me a prisoner of the moment. Sure. Recency bias. I don't give a damn. Last night was the best CFL game I've ever seen.
That's real, man.
And I've like that I've known. It very much gave me shades of what would the year that have been? The 2020 AFC divisional game between the Chiefs and the Bills. Maybe that was 2022. I don't remember. But it was, you know, they scored 27 points in 13 seconds or whatever it was. And just absolutely ludicrous, the kind of gunslinging that was going on last night.
It was wild.
And then to cap it off with, I think that's by far the longest field goal I've ever seen made in a CFL game. And I was just, and for my team, I'm a homer. That's just the way it is.
Yeah. Hey,
so
it was a great game.
So walk off, Cody Fajardo. It's not often you see guys throw for 500 yards that aren't named Bo Levi Mitchell these days. So shout out to my guy.
My number 1 with a bullet, the 2010 season opener. Saskatchewan beats Montreal 54-51 in a Grey Cup rematch in overtime.
I remember that game.
I honestly don't obviously that's my team, whatever. I honestly don't think I'll ever see a CFL game better than that one. Possibly sports.
Yeah,
it was the pinnacle.
Back and forth.
Yes.
Man. Yeah.
Yes. And very special. I watched it in the Best Western at Swift Current with my dad and grandma. So, and we ate
Which
pizza.
was great.
It was the best. It was the best.
I'll tell you a real quick story. And I don't know how much time do I have.
Maybe like a minute.
Okay. So I don't remember the year, but I remember that Joey Walters of the Saskatchewan Roughriders, their best receiver, he got hurt in the pre-game warm-up, and they had a quarterback named Joe 747 Adams. It was a Commonwealth. There was a kid who was mocking the Rough Rider fans that I was around, and the Eskimos got up really big early, like 21-0 or something like that. And he's dancing and he's doing the gunslinging thing, and it's just wild. Second half, Joe 747 Adams has the half of his life. Saskatchewan wins 42-34, and you'll never see a group of adults pick on a kid harder than that game, because the Rough Riders came back and they were having a hoot. It was wild. I'll tell you, CFL games in the stands, it's a blast. It really is, because there's a lot of, different age groups, but also a lot of passion about the especially when the Riders are here, because quite a bit of the crowd is Saskatchewan fans. But enjoy that. Jason Gregor is on the way with the great Jason Gregor Show. Thanks so much for tuning in. Please enjoy your weekend.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Brought to you by Sean Cunningham of Remax Real Estate. For your next move in the Edmonton Aura area, call or text Sean directly at 780-265-0165. News around the sporting world: NFL analyst and former Cowboys quarterback Tony Romo is arrested on suspicion of driving under the influence. LeBron James signing with the Philadelphia 76ers, 2-year, $8 million deal. And Cole Sillinger avoiding arbitration with the Blue Jackets after signing a 3-year, $13.875 million deal. Blue Jays will be in action at 5:15, taking on the Red Sox. Trey Savage on the mound coming up in about 15 minutes. Rockies and Brewers getting the day's action going. And in the CFL, Week 8 continuing tonight, Calgary and Winnipeg from Winnipeg at 6:30. I'm Declan Krueger. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton.